On the contrary, one is
that people try to be happy in this world, but instead of becoming happy, they get only misery. And not only they get misery, that misery keeps increasing by their endeavors for happiness. So then what should they do so that they will be happy? Really. Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sound is coming? So when sound is not coming. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It is coming, but Hare Krishna. No, I have to forcefully speak and then it comes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So here, the first question of Vidura is that how the conditioned soul can become happy. Yes, anything? Okay. Because if Vidura had to ask, can you please tell me about pastimes of Krishna directly, then many of the conditioned soul may not be very eager to hear about Krishna's pastime. So they may say that, okay, let us skip this third canto, fourth canto. Let us see what is there in fifth canto. But then Vidura is asking how a conditioned soul can be happy, truly happy. So then they will be little eager to understand, and that's what sets the mood of this discussion. That the Vidura is asking this question on behalf of all of us. He has many questions which are very high class. He's going to talk about Krishna, how is Krishna, what. He can ask that because Maitreya was there at the leaving of Krishna. So he can ask so many things directly about Krishna, but now he's not starting with that. He's starting with this question, which is more relevant to conditioned souls. Because conditioned souls are wanting, striving, endeavoring for happiness, and that question is asking that how they can become happy. So that conditioned soul feels that okay, this is my question, it is not Vidura's question. That's how Purport Prabhupada writes that Vidura asked Maitreya some common questions, which was not originally his intention. So this is common inquiry done by Vidura for the benefit of common people. And then in the second text, there is a description of what is the definition for that real happiness. Text third. Janasya Krishna Vimukhasya Daivat Adharmashilasya Sudukhitasya Anugrahayena Chalanti Nunam Bhutani Bhavyani Janardanasya.
O my Lord, great philanthropic souls travels on the earth on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to show compassion to the fallen souls who are averse to the sense of subordination to the Lord.
Yeah. So here we see that in these three steps the conditioned soul gets the misery. He says Janasya Krishna Vimukhasya. When somebody becomes vimukha to Krishna, then what happens? Misery comes. So that is the first reason he is giving. And when he is become vimukha, daivat, by the influence of external energy, then he is punished. First he is become forlorn, he becomes lonely, he becomes separated, and that becomes the cause. Secondly, he talks that material energy starts punishing him. And when he is separated from Krishna, third thing happens, adharmashilasya, that he starts walking on the path of adharma, wanting to enjoy this world through so many things which are against Krishna consciousness. And then that's how he becomes su-dukhitasya, who is always unhappy. But then what is the hope? Hope is anugrahayeha charanti nunam, that there are some devotees who are there to do the anugraha on such people who are su-dukhitasya, because they are janasya Krishna, vimukhasya devat, adharmashilasya. Then how they do that anugraha? Charanti nunam, that they travel across the globe, so that they can give this message of Krishna consciousness to relieve people from the miseries of this world. And then it says bhutani bhavyani janardanasya, that how is the Lord and his devotees? He says bhavyani. Bhavyani means great philanthropic souls. So bhavya means large, bhavya means huge, very greatly expanded. So here the quality of the heart of the Lord and quality of the heart of pure devotees is described. That they are very, वो हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, बड़े दिल वाले. They can accommodate anybody. So that is the quality of the Lord and pure devotees. So here it says bhavyani. So the Supreme Lord also is very great. He is also very accommodating. And the pure devotees who travel on the path of spreading Krishna consciousness on behalf of the Lord, they are also very accommodative. They are also very expanded in their acceptance. Like that. And that's how we see that the Lord is never thinks small. He says, Prithivete achayata nagaradigram sarvatra prachar hoiva moranam. He doesn't say that let's do prachar in Bengal, let's do prachar in Bharat. He says Prithivete achayata. So even Prabhupada was once telling that my desire is that people all over the universe should become devotees, not only just this earth, like that. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was once walking from the Chaitanya Math to the place of birth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was walking at 3 o'clock morning. And then some devotees were there. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was looking to the moon above his head and walking. And we can never know what pure devotees think when they see things like that. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati looked at that disciple and he said, lot of such gratification is going on there. You should do something. You should preach Krishna consciousness. Like that you are thinking. So he was looking at the moon and thinking that, how to deliver the moon people. So much gratification. So that is Bhutani Bhavyani Janardanasya. And they are always compassionate towards the conditioned souls. Because in this world we see that when people are staying away from Krishna, trying to do so many things, and while doing also they keep changing so many places, their own tactics, their own. So people are, that's how the Maya's selling point is, that you keep changing the position, keep changing the situation, and then you'll be happy. And that's how conditioned soul goes from one species to another species, one place to another place, try to find some pleasure. Eating, sleeping, waiting, depending, common. But he says that if I graduate to little higher form of life, this will be little more pleasurable. And that's how. But then we see that change of the place, change of the situation, doesn't change the experience of a conditioned soul in this material world. Experience remains the same. Sudukhitasya. That never changes. But then Maya, that's how it attracts, advocates that just change the situation and things will be better. And that's how such people who are caught in this net of Maya, trying to find some pleasure by changing their position, changing the species, changing the planet, changing the tactics, but still they are miserable. Then Bhutani Bhavyani Janardanasya. That such kind-hearted soul, they go around preaching Krishna consciousness. And that's how the gopis also, they are very much glorifying those who are doing this great work. Which is the sloka? Tava kathamrutam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuri Grananti Bhuridajana. That these people are very Bhuridana. That very kind-hearted, compassionate. They travel all over the world like that. Then in the fourth text, he goes on describing that now you give the instruction to conditioned souls like us about devotional service. He doesn't go around telling that what to do, jnana, karma, this, that. He directly comes because he knows, let's not waste time. Just tell how to perform devotional service. Text 4. तत्साधुवर्यादिशवर्त्मशम्नः सम्राधितो भगवान् येन पुंसाम् अधिष्ठितो यच्छति भक्तिपूते ज्ञानं सतत्वाधिगमं पुराणम्
Therefore, O great sage, please give me instruction on the transcendental devotional service of the Lord, so that He who is situated in the heart of everyone can be pleased to impart from within knowledge of the absolute truth in terms of ancient Vedic principles, delivered only to those who are purified by the process of devotional service.
Yeah. So, it says that knowledge of the absolute truth in terms of ancient Vedic principles delivered by the process of devotional service. So, which slokas are there which talks about the knowledge in Bhagavad Gita? Huh? Okay, very nice. What else talks about knowledge? Janma karma cha me divyam. Okay.
7.2 that after this knowledge you will not need anything else.
Yeah. So what about the knowledge itself? It says Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhi, and then it goes on listing the 20 items.
Shanti and Acharya Upasana Sochana. The things you have to take some reading. 8 to 12.
Yeah. So it talks about all the items, and then in the end it says last thing.
This is called
So it says that the last thing which talks, that is Ananyeva. Manicha Ananyogena. Bhakti Yogena. So it says that these are all different types of knowledge, but there it culminates in bhakti only. The process is one only. There are no two processes. Whether it is jnana, the yoga, any other processes, they are like different roads. But the main road which exits the city, that all these roads has to come first to bhakti, and then that takes you out of that city. So we see that Krishna also is very clear that knowledge means practicing bhakti. Knowledge doesn't mean practicing yoga, karma, jnana. No. So in the knowledge itself, Krishna is telling that knowledge means practicing bhakti. There is no other knowledge. So here we see that in bhakti, when we are connecting towards the Lord through the process of devotional service, which is described by the acharyas, when we are talking about Satchidananda, one of the acharya, he describes that how this Satchidananda is, he correlates to Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dhairya. That Utsaha comes when somebody is happy, Ananda. And then Nishchaya, he correlates that to Chit factor. And then Dhairya, that he correlates to Sat factor. That person becomes Satchidananda through this Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dhairya, and then he joins he connects to Krishna. So that was the fourth things which he talks. Then the text 5.
What it means, Prabhuji? Satchidanand related to Sarnishcha Daya. When somebody, yes, Satchidanand, the degree we have purified, right? The degree the Sarnishcha Daya with these.
माइक कितने हैं? एक ही है क्या?
To a degree, Prabhuji, we are purified and realized our existence on this material world. So Utsahanishya Dharya increase, or we maintain our Utsahanishya Dharya and Satchidanand, our realization of Satchidanand will come. Our definition.
So this is correlated. It is not that when it's like a cause and effect. But then Utsaha comes when we are feeling ecstasy in the spiritual subject matter. Then automatically Utsaha comes. Utsaha cannot come superficially, artificially. But that Utsaha comes when we realize the blissful nature of devotional service. Like that. So when Kirtan is there and then you feel ecstasy, then Utsaha is automatic. And then the Nishchaya is developed through proper knowledge of devotional practice. So when we are having Siddhanta Baliya Nakarah Alas, Iha Haithe Krishna Rage Sudhuda Manas. That when there is a proper understanding of Krishna conscious Siddhanta, that becomes the Nishchaya. And then third is Dhairya. So that patience comes by understanding that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. Dehi rosmi yatha dehi kaumaram yauvanam jana tatha dehantar prapti dhira tatra namashi. That one becomes dhira by understanding Atma Tattva and Krishna Tattva. Like that. So then we go to the fifth text. Karoti karmani krutavataro yanyatmatantro bhagavan sthishah yatha sasarjagra idam nirihah samsthapya vrittim jagato vidhatte. Yes, please.
O great sage, kindly narrate how the Supreme Person of Godhead, who is the independent, desireless Lord of the three worlds and the controller of all energies, accepts incarnation and creates the cosmic manifestation with perfectly arranged regulating principles for its maintenance.
Yeah. So now he's asking the please tell about the cosmic manifestation, how it happens. So basically the three Purusha avatars he's asking how they come in this world and then they are creates, maintains and then annihilates. Why he is asking like that? Because we see that if he has to establish that Lord is beyond this creation, then first we have to understand what is creation. And then we establish how Lord is beyond creation. So first he is telling that in front, in further it comes like that. Then the first verse of the Chatushloki of Bhagavatam, that how Lord was even before creation. And then Deva Samaya Agre, and that goes on. So here he is talking about, can you please tell us about the four Purusha avatars, three Purusha avatars, and how they create this whole universe. So the whole theme of this Purusha avatars creating universe is tantamount to the degree how much Lord is compassionate to conditioned souls who are against him, which is very difficult. Only Lord can do that. Somebody doesn't hear us, we just cut him off. We say, Suno, मैं तो भागो. But then the Lord is going to the level of so many minute arrangements for those who are averse from him. That shows the compassion of the Lord. So this whole world is the compassion of the Lord for the conditioned souls who are not wanting to serve him. And you can see that Lord is so compassionate that each of that material desire, he creates different species in which he gives him chance to be happy in his own way. He doesn't disturb him. And that's how we see that every creature has a set of senses, type of false ego, and then types of sense gratification available for him. And then he creates this whole world like it's a mall for a kid. He can go anywhere depending on your desire. So this is the and then in the purport Prabhupada writes that he gives the analogy. The analogy is given as a goat. What is the analogy? He says here, thinking material nature to be independent is like seeking milk from the nipple-like bags on the neck of a goat. How many of you have seen some two protruding things? Good. So that is also part of Ajagala Nyaya. That sometimes somebody may feel that okay, this is milk can come because behind also milk comes and same structure is there. So here also milk may come. It doesn't come. So when we understand the creation, at least we understand that I am not supreme. Somebody else is supreme. When we understand creation, we understand that we are dependent. We are not independent. Even to be happy, I have to depend on somebody else. So that understanding comes, which is a very good step to conditioned souls. To understand that I want to be happy. How to be happy? I myself cannot. So then whom to connect? So here is the Lord to connect, to be happy. So at least on very basic gross material level he starts accepting God consciousness because he wants to be happy. So to the degree somebody understands this Lord's compassion in terms of creating this world, then he feels some type of gratitude, some types of dependence. Because Vimukasya Krishna he has become. Now he has to feel dependence. So the dependence is felt when he understands so many facilities are given by the Lord. And the Lord is helping me to be happy. Okay, let us take one step towards him. The Lord, as Prabhupada writes here, actually the material world is created for the illusory enjoyment of the conditioned souls who have been against the transcendental service of the Lord since time immemorial. But the material universe are full in themselves. There is no scarcity for maintenance in the material world. So, Lord has created this material world in such a way that He has created birth, death, disease, death. So, why He has created? So that material, the conditioned soul can use all these facilities to falsely try to get himself in the satisfaction level. And in that, there is a process by very, very, very gradual development of his free will. That okay, he goes one step. That who is giving this? Then let me understand how to become more happy. So we see that Lord is giving a wide variety of enjoyment which are in themselves very futile, but still is giving. So that after going through all that, at least he will understand that, okay, let me go back to Krishna. So it requires a lot of patience. So Lord is showing His causeless patience against the Vimukasya Krishna. That those people who are away from Krishna, He is showing His mercy. So this creation also is a mercy of Krishna. And then how He is showing that mercy? He is showing that mercy by giving us a chance to turn to Him by our own. He will not force. He can force it. He can say that, see, conditioned soul, Abhi, I'm seeing for last 3 creations you are sitting here only rotting. No more now, fourth don't come. No, he doesn't say like that. He says, till you desire, I'll keep creating, I'll keep doing you, and then I'm waiting for you. So, till the end, I'll be doing these things just for you. And that's how we see that when the Lord is extending Himself to the limit of conditioned soul's desire, He doesn't know when He will come back. To that degree, He is extending His mercy. The way you see sometimes in Google, it shows one path, destination ka, and then you go little off. From there, then it shows now it is 10 kilometers. Then you go further away, then it shows still there is a way. Now it has become 20 kilometers. You have to go this side and then go destination is there. And then you go reverse only sometimes. Then it shows that no problem. You go take U-turn and then now it is 50 kilometers. So every time it keeps showing that Google never leaves you. Wherever you are, from there it shows you the path. So similarly, Krishna also never leaves us. Whether we are in human body, animal body, tree body, fish body, He has created a system that even if it is little longer route, no problem. It is there, don't worry. I am there for you. So we see that, and then He goes on describing kind of the minutest of the desires of conditioned soul is addressed. Every desire. And that's how there are 84 lakh species of life. Simple desire. Lizard is there on the wall. She desires to eat insects. What kind of desire is that? But some souls, they have a desire to eat insects. So that is fulfilled in the form of lizard. And then because that kind of desire is there, so that particular type of false ego is required for that. So then that lizard is having that false ego that I am lizard and these are very nice eatables, lunch, breakfast, dinner. And then she has that type of false ego that this wall and these insects are meant for me only. So she is happy in that. And every creature is given particular type of senses, particular type of sense objects, particular type of false ego, particular type of environment, particular type of planet. Everything is meticulously done. Whatever his desire is there, it is like nowadays they start this a la carte, that you can go there and you can desire how big the pizza should be. So you decide the size of the pizza, you decide what ingredients should go in pizza, and then you order it. And then that same size, same taste, same pizza comes like that. So that is a customized, and then that's how they feel very nice, and people are ready to spend thousands of rupees. So one devotee was studying in Bangalore. So he said that they have now digital tables where they eat. You go and sit in the digital table, you click, then the screen opens. Then it says which you want. Then you click on pizza, then it asks what is the size. Then where you make the by the 1 feet, half feet. Then the thing comes there. How much chili? Then you put this much chili, this much, this thing, and then you send from there only. Click. Then it goes in the kitchen, and then they make the exact same requirement pizza, and then it comes 10 minutes it is on the thing. So they have a digital ordering table which they sit and eat. So whole material world is like that. Every single minute desire, you click there, it goes, and then the Lord fulfills. Okay, you want tiger body, you take this. You want demigod body, take this. You want aquatic body, you take this. So this is like Lord is serving selflessly, without any desire. He doesn't desire that, okay, only this much only I can serve. After that, not possible. So there is a bottomless compassion of the Lord. No end only. And that is the reason such person only can ask causeless surrender. That's how he is able to say Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Nobody else than Krishna can tell like that. Because he himself is giving himself fully to the conditioned souls. And he asks also that okay. So this whole creation is the sign of how much Lord is willing to accommodate even people who are against him.
This,
Yeah.
Lord's compassion is seen in his fulfilling the desires of the living entities or trying to bring them back to spiritual world. Like,
Both are same only because he's trying to give feeling to the conditioned soul that I am here to satisfy you. And then now, for example, the child wants to eat chocolate. So parents say, okay, I'll give you chocolate, but then you study for 1 hour. He says, okay, study I don't like, but I want chocolate. So parents are giving chocolate not for to kind of give him chocolate. The purpose is different of giving chocolate. Purpose of giving chocolate is to make him study. So the purpose of this whole material world is to get out of this material world. So that is very clear. Because if we end go, the material creation happens and all the demigods they come and they pray for the Lord. All the material creation demigods they come. And even before creation they are telling that, my dear Lord, nobody can be happy in this world which we are going to create. So it's very clear from the beginning of the creation only that they are telling that nobody can be happy here. But still we are creating and so many people will come and we will give them engagement anyway. So why it's like if you are not able to eat like that, then the Lord is giving another way of eating like that. It's like that. You cannot come to me like that? Okay, no problem. This is another route by which also you can come to me. It may be a little longer, but no problem. And that's how, when you tell, okay, directly serve Krishna, be attracted to Krishna, they may not be. Then you see in the middle, Krishna gives option of surrendering to Vishwarup. He says, no problem. You cannot accept me as two-handed spiritual personality, no problem. Take this Vishwarup form. At least surrender to something. So like that. So slowly, the independence of the conditioned soul is gradually reduced. Like that. At least he starts feeling that I am not supreme. Somebody else is there. Who is there? I don't know, but it looks that somebody is there above me. So that's how the creation helps him. Yeah.
You were mentioning that the devotees are also so much accommodative. They will give all facilities for conditioned souls to come towards love.
Yeah.
In the case, this all description seems like the Uttamadhikari thinks like this and they act like that. But for example, you mentioned Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, you are seeing at the moon and thinking about the delivering people over there. It's like Uttamadhikari they already think every living entity one day they will go back and look back to Godhead. Then the preaching when it comes into picture.
Preaching comes into picture when Madhyamadhikari level he comes. So Uttamadhikari, for preaching they come down to Madhyamadhikari.
There is a compassion of Uttamadhikari being as a Madhyamadhikari preach for the tradition.
Yeah, he is taking the cause and nature of the Lord, and then he comes down. Now he has fully satisfied himself. Now he wants to satisfy others. That what happiness I am getting, let us distribute it. So it's like that. So basically it is a combined effect of Lord, Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So they come, they take different roles, inspirational role, guiding role, punishing role, supporting role, everything they do in such a way that conditioned soul travels back. Okay. So Uttamadhikari cannot preach. So that's how he comes down to Madhyamadhikari level. That is not considered fall. That is just a changing the role. Like that. Okay. So we go to the text 6. Okay.
इसका ये पार्ट करा था वो ठीक हो गया
Okay.
अभी होगा नेक्स्ट सेशन
Next. So the where are we?
6
Patience of the Lord.
Yeah. So that's how we see that when somebody is not able to connect to Krishna, then Krishna gives so many options. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives options. Right? Where?
12th chapter. 8, 9,
So he says that you should be with undivided, unflinching surrender. He says, okay, that is not possible. Then what? Abhyasa. That is also not possible. Okay, give the result of your fruits to somebody else. If that is also not possible. So like that, so many options he gives. So similarly, these are also different options Krishna is providing for conditioned souls. Because at least sometime the conditioned soul will think that I'm enjoying some things in this world. Who is behind it? At least that thing will click him. So that's how, with that understanding, Krishna is extending. So this was the 5th. He tells that please talk about the Purusha avatars. And now in the 6th text, he tells that talk about the Leela avatars. So we'll chant. यथा पुनस्वेख इदं निवेश्य चेते गुहायां सनिवृत्तिवृत्तिः योगेश्वराधीश्वर एकराट योगेश्वराधीश्वर एक एत अनुप्रविष्टो बहुधा यथासि
Translation. He lies down on his own heart, spread in the form of the sky, and thus placing the whole creation in that space, expands himself into many living entities, which are manifested as different species of life. He does not have to endeavor for his maintenance, because he is the master of all mystic powers and the proprietor of everything. Thus, he is distinct from the living entities.
Yeah. So here he is describing about how the Lord is expanding himself to give the mercy to the conditioned soul. And here this kind of description about creation happens multiple places in Srimad Bhagavatam, which Prabhupada writes in the purport. Prabhupada writes, the questions regarding creation, maintenance and destruction, which are mentioned in many parts of the Srimad Bhagavatam, are in relation to different millenniums, kalpas, and therefore they are differently described by different authorities when questioned by different students. There is no difference regarding the creative principle and the Lord's control over them, yet there are some differences in the minute details because of the different kalpas. The gigantic sky is the material body of the Lord called Virat Rupa, and all material creations are resting on the sky or the heart of the Lord. Therefore, beginning from the sky, the first material manifestation to the gross vision down to the earth, everything is called Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahman. There is nothing but the Lord, as it is one without a second. So, we see that the Lord expands himself, this creation, and then this creation is described in like Vidura this conversion when it comes. Then this also comes in Devavati Samvadi comes. So multiple times it comes. And then some little difference is there between how, from which element which comes, like that. Like that. Okay, text 7. क्रीडन् विधत्ते द्विजगो सुराणाम् क्षेमाय कर्माण्यवतारभेदैः मनो न तृप्यत्यपि शृण्वतां नः शुश्लोकमौलेश्चरितामृतानि Somebody read?
You may narrate also about the auspicious characteristics of the Lord in his different incarnations for the welfare of the twice born, the cows and the demigods. Our minds are never satisfied completely, although we continuously hear of his transcendental activities.
Yeah. So he says that Kridan Vidatte, that manifesting his pastimes, he performs. And then he says, Dvija Go Surana Kshemaya, that for the benefit of the demigods, for the brahmanas and the cows. And he takes Karmani Avatar Bhedaihi, that he takes different incarnations. And then he says, Mano na trupyatyati shunvatam. The mind is not, as much as I hear, mind becomes more eager to hear. So this is the qualification of person who is who can understand about the pastimes of the Lord. Previously, it was discussed, there was a material dissatisfaction, that sudukhitasya, that they were always dissatisfied. But here there is a spiritual dissatisfaction. Manona that the mind of devotee is not satisfied even after hearing so many pastimes of the Lord. What is the difference between two? So the conditioned soul, materialistic person, he is also unsatisfied. Devotee also is unsatisfied. So then, what is the difference?
The first will not give the second dissatisfaction is actually blissful from experiencing.
Yes?
The first
the first dissatisfaction where devotee is never satisfied by hearing the pastimes of the Lord, that is healthy for him to progress in spiritual life, and that will elevate him to more. He get liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Whereas the other dissatisfaction of a non-devotee will entangle him more and more in the cycle of birth and death. That will keep on evolving, species of life to life.
So we see here that the material dissatisfaction results in misery. Spiritual dissatisfaction results in happiness. So it's like that. So although both are unsatisfied, the result is different. One gives bliss, another gives misery. So here, Prabhupada writes in the purport about the Dvija. Dvija means one who is twice born. Prabhupada writes that the first birth happens by the union of mother and father, and the second birth happens by the initiation by the spiritual master. That Divya Jnana is injected in the ears of that conditioned soul, which gives him second birth. Right? And so that Prabhupada writes about the Dvija, and then Prabhupada writes about the cow. That how cow is very important, because the milk creates the finer tissues which can help us to understand spiritual subject matter. And also, cow gives the ghee by which yajnas can be performed. And the yajna, when the ghee is offered as oblation in the yajna, then that is reaching to the Lord Vishnu. So, the Bhagavatam describes that the yajna also is called as a Krishna Vartma. Krishna Vartma means path to Krishna, because the fire is considered a mukha of the Lord. That whatever is offered there, that reaches to the Lord. So the cow, that's how it is very beneficial, because it helps giving ingredients to connect to Krishna. Like the whole civilization can be connected. And then it talks about the demigods. That how they are also there to connect us to Supreme Lord. So these three things which helps a conditioned soul to reconnect to Krishna. Like that. That's how he is very favorable to Dvija, Go and Sura. And then he takes different incarnations to help them. Yeah. So then Prabhupada writes that the literature in this world, which is stale means it goes outdated within few days. How many days you can read the newspaper? Maximum 1 hour. After that, once you read the news, it goes to the dustbin. But then, the Lord's pastimes are not like that. The devotees are feeling ever fresh. Like that. So now, here, he asked the text 8. Yastvaitvabhedairadhilokanatho lokan sahalokapalan achiklupadyatra hi sarvatsatva nikaya bhedo adhikritah pratitah.
Translation. The Supreme King of all kings has created different planets and places of habitation, where living entities are situated in terms of modes of nature and work.
and he has created their different kings and rulers. Yeah. So here now Shloka 7th and 8th, the 8th and 9th, he is asking the 7th inquiry, what I want to hear. So now he is asking that after Purusha avatars, after the Leela avatars, I want to hear the different set of arrangements done by the Lord for the living entities to try to be happy in this world. So you please tell me about different planets, please tell me about different lifestyles, please tell me different ways and means by which people live in this world. So different planets, living conditions is asking. Okay, so can we take a 5 minutes break so that you can do Gayatri?
Yes.
5 minutes हो जाता है. Okay, 10 minutes. So now it is 12:45. We'll come back. 12:45. This is just a short break, huh? We have a long break at 1:30. So it's 12:45. We come back. Hare Krishna.